night was suffocated by darkness, a thick blanket that wrapped the world in a shroud of uncertainty. The air was electric, charged with the promise of a storm that had been brewing for hours, and now it had finally unleashed its fury. Waves crashed against the rocky shore, their violent roars echoing like the growls of a ferocious beast. The wind howled, a banshee wailing through the trees, tearing at the landscape with a ferocity that felt almost sentient. It was a night that would be etched into the memories of those who dared to witness it. A night that would blur the lines between the natural and the supernatural. On the horizon, where the sky met the tumultuous sea, a figure emerged, silhouetted against the flashes of lightning that danced in the heavens. The figure moved with a calmness that was unsettling, a stark contrast to the chaos that surrounded it. The storm raged, but this presence seemed unfazed, as if the very elements bowed to its will. The companions, huddled together on the rocky beach, watched in a mix of awe and terror, their hearts racing as they tried to comprehend what they were witnessing. They were a group of sailors, seasoned by years of battling the sea, yet nothing in their experience had prepared them for this. Their ship, a sturdy vessel that had withstood countless storms, had been tossed about like a toy in the grip of the tempest. They had abandoned it, scrambling to the shore as the waves threatened to swallow them whole. Now they stood together, shivering not just from the cold, but from the fear that gripped their hearts. The sea, once their ally, had turned into a monstrous adversary, and the night felt like a nightmare from which they could not awaken. But the figure continued its approach, walking across the surface of the water as if it were solid ground. Each step was deliberate, unhurried, as if the storm were a mere inconvenience, a backdrop to something far more profound. The sailors exchanged bewildered glances, their minds racing to rationalize the impossible. Was this a trick of the light, a mirage conjured by their fear and desperation? Or was it something far more significant, a manifestation of power that defied the very laws of nature? As the figure drew closer, the storm seemed to respond. The wind, which had been howling like a beast in pain, began to quiet, as if it recognized the authority of this presence. The waves, which had crashed violently against the shore, began to calm, their fury dissipating into gentle ripples. It was as if the sea itself was acknowledging the arrival of something extraordinary, something that commanded respect. The sailors stood rooted to the spot, their fears slowly giving way to a sense of wonder. They watched as the figure approached, its features becoming clearer with each step. It was a man, or at least he appeared to be one, with an aura that radiated confidence and peace. His eyes, deep and knowing, seemed to hold the secrets of the universe. And as he drew nearer, the sailors felt an inexplicable pull towards him, a longing to understand what he represented. "Fear not," the figure spoke, his voice cutting through the remnants of the storm like a beacon of light. "You are not alone in this tempest. I am here, and I will guide you." There was a power in his words, a certainty that enveloped the sailors like a warm embrace. They had expected a voice that would tremble with the ferocity of the storm, but instead, it was steady and reassuring. One by one, they found their voices, their questions spilling forth in a rush. "Who are you?" one of them shouted, his voice barely audible over the gentle lapping of the waves. "How can you walk on water?" The figure paused, a faint smile playing on his lips. "I am a servant of the one who commands the winds and the waves. I walk upon the waters because I am one with creation and creation is one with me. The sea responds to my presence because it knows its master." The sailors exchanged glances, their skepticism battling with the undeniable truth that seemed to radiate from the figure. They had faced storms before, but this was different. There was a sense of divinity in the air, a palpable energy that made the hairs on their arms stand on end. It was as if the very fabric of reality was being woven anew, and they were being invited to witness something sacred. "Is this a miracle?" another sailor asked, his voice trembling. "Are we witnessing the hand of God?" The figure nodded, his expression serene. "Miracles are but glimpses of the divine, moments when the veil between the natural and the supernatural is lifted. The storm is a reflection of your fears, your doubts, and in this moment, I am here to show you that even in the midst of chaos, there is peace to be found." The sailors felt a shift within themselves, a stirring of hope that had been buried beneath layers of despair. The storm, which had felt like an insurmountable obstacle, began to take on a different shape. It was no longer a threat, but a challenge, a test of their faith and resilience. They looked to the figure, their guide across the raging sea, and felt a sense of purpose ignite within them. "Come," he beckoned, gesturing towards the water. "Follow me, and I will lead you to safety." With a mixture of trepidation and newfound courage, the sailors stepped forward. The water, which had moments before been a churning mass of fury, now felt solid beneath their feet. Each step they took was imbued with a sense of wonder, as if the very essence of the sea was shifting to accommodate their presence. The waves, once towering and menacing, now lapped gently at their ankles, guiding them towards the figure who walked ahead with unwavering confidence. As they moved, the storm continued to recede, the winds dying down to a whisper, the rain turning into a gentle mist that kissed their skin. The world around them transformed, the chaos of the night giving way to a serene calm, as if the heavens themselves had decided to grant them reprieve. The figure led them further into the depths of the sea, and with each step, they felt their fears begin to dissolve, replaced by a profound sense of trust. "Do you see?" the figure asked, glancing back at his companions. "The sea is not your enemy. It is a part of you, just as you are a part of it. When you embrace the chaos, you find your place within it." The sailors nodded, understanding dawning upon them. They had spent their lives fighting against the very forces that now seemed to embrace them. They had viewed the sea as a battleground, a place where they had to prove their strength and skill. But now, they realized that true mastery lay not in domination, but in harmony. As they continued their journey across the water, they began to see the beauty in the storm that had once terrified them. The waves, no longer monstrous, danced around them like playful children, and the wind, instead of a howling beast, became a gentle breeze that carried their laughter. They felt a connection to the very essence of life, a reminder that they were not separate from the world around them, but intricately woven into its tapestry. "Remember this moment," the figure said, his voice steady and clear. "You are not alone. You have the power to navigate the storms of life, to walk upon the waters of uncertainty. Trust in yourselves and trust in the one who guides you." With those words, the sailors felt a surge of strength coursing through them. They were no longer mere survivors of a storm. They were explorers, adventurers on a journey of discovery. The sea, once a source of fear, had become a realm of possibility, a canvas upon which they could paint their dreams. As they reached the far shore, the figure turned to face them, his expression one of encouragement. "You have faced the tempest and emerged stronger. Carry this lesson with you, for storms will come again. But you now possess the knowledge that you can walk through them." The sailors, filled with gratitude and newfound purpose, nodded in unison. They had been transformed by this extraordinary experience, their hearts and minds forever changed. The figure smiled, a knowing look in his eyes, and with that, he began to walk back towards the sea, his form slowly fading into the mist. "Remember," his voice echoed in the distance, "you are never alone." As the last remnants of the storm disappeared, the sailors stood on the shore, their hearts full of hope. They had witnessed something miraculous, something that transcended the boundaries of the natural world. They had walked across a raging sea, and in doing so, they had discovered the power of faith, the strength of unity, and the beauty of embracing the unknown. The night, once filled with terror, had transformed into a dawn of possibility. The sea, now calm and inviting, sparkled under the first light of day, a reminder of the journey they had undertaken. They breathed in the salty air, feeling the warmth of the sun on their skin, and knew that they were forever changed. In the depths of their souls, they carried the memory of that extraordinary night, a testament to the power of belief and the mastery of creation. They would tell the tale of the figure who walked upon the waters, a story that would echo through generations, inspiring others to face their storms with courage and grace. And as they set sail once more, they did so with the knowledge that they were never truly alone, for the sea would always respond to those who dared to trust in its depths.